Today I want to share with you some Tanzanian habits that I still carry with me even after living in Sweden for 10 years. If you're new here, my name is Robi, a Tanzanian living in Sweden, and in this channel I make videos that I wish existed 10 years ago when I moved here. Over the years I've had to adjust to new traditions, new foods, and of course the weather. But some things just stick. The first habit is using your right hand vis-a-vis your left hand. So in Tanzania, you never greet someone or receive something with your left hand. It's considered very rude. Even left-handed people are trained to use their right hand. And when I see someone say hi or take something with their left hand, my heart almost stops. I just can't get over it. The second habit is all about food for guests. So when people come over, I cook like I'm feeding the entire neighborhood. I kid you not. It's like I cook a lot. It doesn't matter if it's just a small family gathering or a big party with friends. Because in my culture, if your guests eat everything, it means you didn't cook enough and they're gonna go home hungry. And that's shameful. It's much better to be left with a lot of leftovers than risk that. Meanwhile, my Scandinavian husband is always like, "You're cooking too much food." Well, he just doesn't get it. And then when we go to his family gatherings, and what I see over there, it's usually some bread and ham. I could never do that when I have guests. The third habit is, yes, we are still talking about food because I'm a foodie. I haven't stopped cooking Tanzanian meals. Not every day, of course, but at least twice a week. So during the weekdays, you will find things like chips mayai, pilau, beans in coconut sauce with rice. Even though my kids are not really big fans of beans, well, they don't know what they're missing, you know. And then on weekends, I will usually make snacks or sides like mandazi, chapati, samosas, sometimes even kashata. And the best part is my kids know all these foods by name. The Swahili names, which makes visiting Tanzania so much easier. They're already familiar with everything and I don't have to worry about what are they gonna eat. So yeah, my kitchen is basically a mashup of Tanzania and Sweden. So I make sometimes Swedish food and sometimes Tanzanian food. And honestly, it's a perfect combination. The fourth habit is saying a grace before a meal. I always pause to thank God before eating. Even when I have guests from different cultures in my house, or even if we are eating out in a restaurant, I still take that moment. For me, it just feels incomplete to start eating without it. Now let's go to the fifth habit. This is something that's ingrained in me and now I am passing it on to my kids. Showing respect to elders. You know, with elders, you have to be extra polite and helpful. If an elderly person walks in and I'm sitting, whether it's in the bus or anywhere else, I will stand and let them take my seat. It's just part of who I am and how I've been raised. I would even offer help with heavy luggage, though here in Sweden, I usually get a polite no. I hope they're not thinking that I'm gonna steal from them. But what really makes me shudder is when I see youngsters talking back or being openly disrespectful to elders. That one I will never get used to. And usually when I'm together with my kids, I usually tell them, I hope you are not acting like that when you are not with me. The sixth habit is all about eating with my hands. Well, some foods just taste better that way. Let's just say that. For example, chicken with ugali, pilau, come on. Now, they are meant to be eaten like that. So at home, I will ditch the fork and knife and just go and dig in with my hands. And no, we don't use both hands, just one right hand. I know, it might sound barbaric, but hey, that's how I grew up. To be honest, I've never done it in public though. I don't need people thinking I just stepped out of the Gods Must Be Crazy movie, you know? But honestly, if you haven't tried it, you should. It's so liberating. And the last one is going to church every weekend. I grew up a Christian and my mother always took us to church every Saturday. I'm Seventh-day Adventist. We were fully involved in kids' church activities too. And that was so much fun. I remember that. Looking back, I think growing up in faith kept me and my siblings grounded, and it's something I am now passing on to my family. I really believe people who have something to believe in live a happier life. I think there's even a research that was done about it. And they are more resilient. So come every weekend, unless I am sick, you will find me in church. For me, it's not just a tradition. It's part of my rhythm, a part of who I am. Wearing something loose and comfortable when I just come back home, or when I'm just at home. And we call it dera or kijora. This is mostly for us women. It's like this sort of a long dress that is loose, and you usually just put it on and it's so nice and comfortable. Every time someone is coming over to Sweden, I usually ask them to bring me some, and they are perfect, especially in summer. You just come home from work or from walking around, you just change and take out everything and just put your kijora, and everything is fine. Suddenly you are all relaxed. I just love my kijora. So those are just a few Tanzanian habits I've carried with me here in Sweden. They have shaped how I eat, how I welcome guests, how I treat others, and even how I raise my kids. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. Traditions might bend a little when you live abroad, but the roots, they stay with you always. I'm a little bit curious. Which habit surprised you the most? If you love this video, remember to give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe for more stories and views about my experiences as a Tanzanian living in Sweden. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video, which will be right there. And for now, hej då!